Andy Roseden continues our team coverage live at the ballpark, where Cubs and commercialism go hand in hand. Andy.
Absolutely. Well, in the last 24 hours, Cubs fans have gone from praying to partying to paying. Newlyweds Luke and Alicia, who live a block away from Wrigley Field, are just as married to the Cubs as they are now to each other. Are you horribly hungover from last night? And now
He more so than me.
Wedding present. We're tickets to the playoffs.
everywhere else around Wrigleyville, it's just a marriage of money and merchandise.
This is the ultimate. This is what we've been waiting for all season.
Dave Klemp, clutching his fistful of dollars,
Oh, beautiful day for baseball in Chicago.
figures he's making 4 times as much selling Cubs stuff today as he does on a normal day.
They're buying anything, not just champion merchandise, but they're buying the claws. The claws are a big seller. Autographed baseballs. The more they win, the more we sell.
I like this.
How much?
This was $250 plus tax.
Jim Wally was one of the GM workers who were sweating it out on the picket lines this week. But strike's over.
Hats and shirts and pennants like I always do. I'm just glad I can afford them.
At bars and restaurants around Wrigley Field today, fans were back for a little hair of the dog that bit them last night. And they watched the Cubs beat the Reds again.
I bought this today as I was on my way here.
Well, there is some serious business here. Shop owners around Wrigleyville met with police last week, and they all agreed that streets around the ballpark will be barricaded for home playoff games to control cars and people. And with each playoff win, those barricades will be expanded outward.
03 was a good learning lesson that we definitely don't want people wall to wall. We got to make sure people can walk around, people can even breathe.
Well, at least Luke and Alicia won't mind the tight squeeze. Well, Cubs playoffs tickets are running online now for about $190 all the way up to $1,800. But if you're looking for something free, there's an official Cubs celebration happening at Daly Plaza on Monday at noon. Reporting live at Wrigley Field, Andy Roseden, Fox News Chicago.
Black it out tomorrow, people. Andy Roseden reporting live at the cell with a reaction from Sox Nation. Andy.
Byron, 3 must-win games just to get into the playoffs, 1 must-win game tonight just to stay in the playoffs. The team has put their fans through the ringer this week, but the fans seem to be reveling in it. The fireworks confirmed it, the fans celebrated it. 40,000 people dressed all in black. They were awfully generous tonight. The guys who pound those drums felt the love of a very relieved crowd. The drummer said they'll make hundreds more tonight than they would have had the Sox lost.
You know, I love the White Sox in Chicago, man. They don't get no better than this, man.
This was a tense, tight game tonight, a season on the line. But Sox fans bragged it was always in the bag.
You know what, I felt there right when we got there. I knew it. I knew they were coming home. I knew this is the place they needed to be.
I knew they were going to win at home, baby. All the way, baby.
You can always depend on them to come home and win.
Before the game started, in the rain, Sox fans knew their team would emerge either as dead ducks or superheroes. And maybe a little worried about their own future, Sox fans heaped scorn on the Cubs for their playoff elimination a day earlier.
Either you're a Cubs fan or a Sox fan, you can't be both, you know. And the Cubs fans already had the World Series 3 months ago. They're already booking it, booking their flights down. So what a shame, huh?
But it's amazing what a win can do, and at least for tonight, that generosity extends all the way to the north side.
And sorry to all the Cubs fans. Ooh, maybe next year. But the White Sox game!
And for tomorrow's game, you can go to whitesox.com. The team is releasing a limited number of seats available for sale tomorrow starting at 10 a.m. If you go to whitesox.com for those tickets. And we heard from a number of folks today who just tried to think of any excuse they possibly could to get out of going to work tomorrow to watch the game, either here at the cell or at home or at a bar maybe. Reporting live at the cell, Andy Roseden, Fox Chicago News.
Andy Roseden was there and joins us now in the newsroom with more.
Nancy, the organizer insists this march was never meant to be. He says it was supposed to be just the downtown rally, but once the demonstrators decided to walk, nothing could stop them.
Equal rights!
Angry but energized, defeated in California but determined in Chicago, at least 2,000 demonstrators choked the magnificent mile.
I think it's a national awareness. I think we need to get this kind of thing on the news so that people know that these rights are not negotiable.
It started as a rally in Federal Plaza, part of a national campaign to protest last week's passage of a gay marriage ban in California.
Let those people across the street hear you just as louder.
Those people across the street support the gay marriage ban.
More and more they tend to say if you disagree with them on gay marriage, then you're some kind of a hater or a bigot. We believe that's wrong.
But the ban's supporters were left behind when the demonstrators took to the streets.
What do we want? Equal rights!
Their organizer says it was spontaneous. They had no permit to march, no planned route.
Is there a permit for people flooding the streets? I don't think so. I mean, people feel passionate about something.
Police watched, drivers stopped, shoppers gawked, tourists cheered. One man said he didn't necessarily agree with the demonstrators, but respected them.
To be a Chicagoan, I remember seeing the riots when I was back in law school. Looking at the way our Chicago police are handling it, I think this is one city that knows how to handle demonstrations.
Police eventually threatened the marchers to wrap it up or risk arrest. They did wrap it up with no arrests. But the protest continues next week. The rally organizers will demonstrate outside a movie theater in Evanston. The theater's owner, they say, has donated $10,000 to the passage of that California gay marriage ban. In the newsroom, Andy Rosen, Fox Chicago News.